story behind the name HomeQuarter?
You're trying to see if the two of us have the same answers?
Sort of, yeah. Well, you both have different sides of the story.
No.
Yeah.
When we were thinking about a cafe and the kinds of things that we wanted to portray in the cafe, we do have our farm roots go back to the very beginning. And so here in Saskatchewan, HomeQuarter was the land that was designated to you as a homesteader in the early 1900s to build a house on and get started in farming. And so that HomeQuarter was yours. And from what I believe, it didn't cost you anything as long as you broke the land and farmed it for a number of years under your own name. And so that hominess, that farm roots was something that was very interesting and very near and dear to our hearts. And so that's how we came up with the name. And when it all came down to it, I guess we're the kind of people that like to do and own our own stuff. And so we decided to buy this space. And we like the neighborhood. So buy the space, renovate it, and do our own project. And so this came to open in 2018 in the fall, in October. And so we had a little over a year with the two locations. So we had time to transition from the farmers market to here and tell people where we were and what we were doing and all of that before the farmers market location closed down.
What were the main challenges when you came here? So moving from there to here, are even main challenges back in the farmers market?
Well, they're really two different audiences. The farmers market was a wonderful place on a Saturday, and it was full of people, vibrant, very busy, and if we could have done that even more than 2 days a week, that would have been great. Saturdays and Sundays were good in there. The rest of the week, we basically were there doing our own thing, but we didn't get any uptake from people in the city coming to the farmers market for lunch, per se. So, I mean, this location gave us that opportunity to set our own hours, do our own thing, make the kinds of things that we wanted to make here that were not entirely possible at the farmers market. And it also came with its own set of challenges in that you don't have 5,000 people coming in your door on Saturday and bringing their kids and getting slushies half a dozen at a time. So, and pies. It's much more of a restaurant atmosphere here than I guess I thought it would be. I thought people would come in and just pick up baking, especially on a Saturday, and like we did before. And it's not that same kind of thing. It's more during the week. They will come in and they will order muffins, or they will order cakes, or they will order cinnamon buns, or now we're doing catering. Of course, well, when we started, it was very slow baby steps, and I guess we've always been erred on the side of caution and baby steps, rather than getting in over our head and not knowing what we were doing, and so everything that we've done has been slow and methodical, and even having said that, we were only started into it a year and a half when we got slammed with COVID.
Yeah.
And so that has taken a big chunk out of our 5 years. We're now 2.5 years coming through COVID and getting back on our feet. So we feel like we've missed a big chunk of that 5 years. But it has given us time to refine our menu, to decide on a way forward. We've tried many different things during that time, and some of them are not worth repeating.
Yeah.
And so from now on, I think we like the early morning to the 5 o'clock, and if we do something in the evening, from now on, we would be looking for someone that we would partner with to do that kind of an evening program.
So it'd sort of be like the poached egg store, where like they're a breakfast place in the morning and then they're a bar at night. In terms of like partnership.
Yes, I think that might work. That's what we're considering. Is that it would be they call them pop-ups, and so it would be a pop-up by somebody else in the evening that we would probably consider. Yep.
And then do you have any specific stories that you could tell that represent like HomeQuarter as a brand or how you guys are?
What do you mean?
Like any like customer experience stories or anything that provides context into like how HomeQuarter is, what their personality is.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess when we built this space and the kinds of decor and so on that we chose, and the menu, we wanted it to be cozy and comfortable, and just like your mom would make, or your grandma. And that sounds maybe a little bit corny, but that's what we envisioned this place to be, is some place that was warm and comfortable, and you felt very relaxed, and you got food that was comfort food. And so that's what we've tried to build here. And I think the comments that have come back from people are those kinds of comments, that it's not Asian fusion. It's down home, good cooking from rural Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And
And what do you think sets you apart from other cafes and bakeries? Yeah.
Yep. One of the things that I think that's important in a restaurant or in a business is that the owners have contact with their customers. I think that's really important. And so that you know what customers are thinking, you know how they, what they want, perceived new ideas or changes to be made. And so we have been very hands-on here, and right from the very beginning. And people know who we are.
Yeah, that actually shows with our post that we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has over 100 likes, shares.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's like 20 comments saying how you guys are amazing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I think that's one of the things that sets us apart. When I hire staff and when I look for new staff, I look for people that fit in with who I've got already. I look for people that are cozy and comfortable and friendly. And you've got to have that smile. You've got to have that friendly outlook on life that translates to the customers when they come in the door. and that is so important. And the staff that stay are the ones that fit in with that model that we have created, and they are energized by the customers and vice versa. And I think there again, I think that is so important to create a team that loves what they're doing, and it shows in how they present their food to customers. Mm-hmm.
And then tell us about some of the products, the coffee, the bakery stuff that you have here.
Okay. First of all, the coffee that we have here, again, family story. My brother-in-law was friends with a fellow who roasted coffee in St. Jacobs, Ontario. And so when we were setting up this place, we interviewed and got samples from probably half a dozen different coffee suppliers. And the coffee from Eco Coffee in St. Jacobs was one of those. And it was the one that our blind taste test customers really liked. It was different. It was very appealing to them. And so that was the one we chose. It came from my dear brother-in-law who made that suggestion for us. The recipes in the kitchen are lots of my own recipes, recipes that I have used. We used them at the farmer's market. I used them in catering before I even got to the farmer's market. And they're personal recipes out of my recipe book at home. And the kinds of things that we do here are of that idea that you don't need to get something off the internet. You can just go to, probably have 80 cookbooks.
Do you have a favorite recipe? Or favorite product here?
Oh, the carrot cake.
Carrot cake?
The carrot cake is awesome.
You want to tell us a little bit about the carrot cake, though?
Carrot cake is just made with pineapple and carrots, and we don't use any nuts in it. So it's just pineapple and carrot, very nice and moist and light, and it freezes very well if you're making a product and needing to keep it. It freezes very well, thaws out nicely. That we will have to make here at some point in time. And I can see that I would hope that if and when we decide to transition to someone else, that they can see and appreciate the value and the solid base that we have built this place on,